Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to your premier Jibber Jabber Podcast. I'm not joking. There's nothing premium about this because we don't charge any of yous. Maybe we should. Nah, I'm joking. It is a pleasure to be with you guys here on a nice wee Sunday night just before yous all head back out to work. Janice is in the house. Hey guys. Hey. Jay Mack will be with us in a few moments. He's just finishing up watching the film. I'm just joking. That was me, actually. What up? Hope all has been well, says Rain of Horror. Rain, my friend, next couple of weeks we'll need to get you on this show. We'll talk about Dexter and all the coolest wee TV shows. I've been watching that, and I've got a great couple of weeks coming up. Before we get into tonight's episode, which is Dark Match, going to remind you all that coming up on the show this month, Lisa Downs, this has been confirmed for the 21st, Sunday the 21st. Lisa has created a really cool series of movies like this documentary here, Life After, Never Ending Story. And she's done one on Flight of the Navigator, she's done Life After Flash, all that I need to check out, but this is just beautiful. So if any of you haven't, go check out the Life After documentary series because they look class and I can't wait to get stuck into this and then chat to Lisa, and you guys need to chat to her too. Sounds good. Just let me know. We'd love to collab with you all. Absolutely. We will make it happen. A lot of great episodes coming this month. Next week we have the film Vampire Clay, which looks mental. It's like some Japanese stuff. It's mental. Also, anybody that's never checked it out yet, check out my friends over at Cult Screenings. It's Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares. I remember when this was first coming out and then it eventually came out and it looks phenomenal. I've not seen it yet. Also, check out this. What I found was Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and I love it when it comes with like a wee book and all that stuff. So all good stuff. Go make sure to check out that. Steed Bean says, been tripping balls ill for the past few days. This is as close to a conversation I've had in ages. Oh man, hope you feel better. What you do need, get yourself a wee curry, chuck a boiled egg on it. For everybody watching tonight, tell us why you boil an egg, peel the shell off that bad boy and fucking throw it in your vindaloo. Tell us, man, because we need to know. Matthew says, hola gents, happy Sunday. It is. Just waiting on J Mac. Wee funny bit happened to J Mac's microphone, so he's doing his thing, coming in, and we're going to chat about Dark Match and all things wrestling, by the way, because I've got my thoughts on this. Wolfie! Oh, Ken, what that means. Ken, what that means when somebody calls out the wolf.
We get a karaoke this thing mate, and sing in
it. Class. A wee Ruby Murray. See, this is the part of the show where I would be saying something, and then I'd go, a wee Ruby Murray? I don't know what you mean by that. And then J-Mac would be like, he means this. Somebody fill me on what you mean, a wee Ruby Murray. I don't even know what that is. I'm not even sure what that is. And Wolfman's Got Nards responds with a ha 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 ha. And also, the end of the month, we will have Brandon Boucher. The whole episode that he was on, I was calling him Brandon Boucher. It turns out his name's not even Boucher, it's Boucher. J-Mac, are you with us, my friend?
You tell me.
Right, there he is, in full fucking glory. Comment section have been adding a wee bit of colour. Steed says, just watched Wolfman. Meh, but being ill, I've not enjoyed anything I've watched. By the way, Wolfman wasn't that class. I'm glad that we're all saying that. J-Mac?
I think there was some really good ideas in it for a new way to present it, which I expected because I think it was the same team behind the Invisible Man reboot. But I was just very, very poorly executed, in humble me's opinion.
By the way, before we go any further, mate, what's a Ruby Murray?
A curry.
Oh, fuck off! Because I'm like, what does that even mean? And I even said, if J-Mac goes here, he'd tell me what that means. And he's like, it's a curry, you dafty. Do you know what I say to that? Genuinely, I just say that.
karaoke this thing mate, and sing in it.
Nard says, I loved Wolfman. That's true. You know what? If Nards loves Wolfman, right, it means we've all watched it, Rang. That's what it means. So
I don't know, man. I think it was. First of all, it wasn't scary. Second of all, I mean, it's hard to make a horror film scary these days, especially for folk like us that are so desensitized to everything we basically see. I thought it was very, very, very boring. It was boring. And then when it was just about to get interesting, it just fell flat on its face. For me,
as Nads confirms. Well, that's it. I must have, because I believe Nars is very good at convincing us otherwise. So I look forward to watching his video on Wolfman and why we watched it wrong. Then I'll go and watch it right again. You seen Werewolves with Frank Grillo?
I haven't,
so.
But I've kind of learned to give anything with Frank Grillo a bit of a fucking wide berth. He's actually not too bad when it comes to actors and stuff, but I find it. I don't think I've ever seen him in a film where I thought that film was actually good. Everything I've seen him in felt like it was like very, very mediocre, like low fives into the fours. I'm sure he was in one of the terrible Purge sequels. The only good Purge film is the first one. After that, they can suck it that one.
Well, that's an episode for another day where you and I are going to argue a wee bit about that. But by the way, as we're talking about werewolves, Transylvania 65000. That's the only thing I watch where I go, damn, that's a werewolf. Matthew Minkens, what I'm on about. I was telling everybody, Matthew J Mac, Lisa will be on the 23rd of this month live for you all to chat to. She's done some incredible work with the Life After documentary series. One of our favourite films, J Mac. It's something that we share, never ending story. Can't wait to pile through this because we're going to ask her about everything, and everybody that's watching should go ahead. I also said that they need to go and check out this, which I've yet to watch, but every other one they've done so far, the guys at Cult Screens have been phenomenal. Gary Smart, Chris Griffiths. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I've watched it. I watched it on Prime or
something. 2 out of 10? Oh, it's not a 10. It's not a 10, is it?
It's like a 9.2.
The story of it was phenomenal. I thought they'd done fucking excellent.
Remember when somebody left a comment, like an Amazon review for the story of it, saying this is only good if you're actually interested in Pennywise. It's like, it's called the story of it. You fucking div.
And look what I found the other day, J-Mac. I was going to show you and Matthew in the group chat, but I thought I'll wait to hear. Look, Close Encounters, right? You get the wee edition, mate. Look at this. But you got a poster, a full-on like retro poster, right?
Let's see that picture on the front of the folding bit, the wee boy. It's like me standing outside the bog after my dad's done a shit.
And now your children standing outside the bog after you've escaped.
Mate, I've had Murray go into the toilet after me and physically be sick. I've heard them go, it's like, oh, Dad! And then I hear the toilet filling up. I'm like, oh man, so proud.
You're like, is that because you had a vindaloo with a boiled egg?
No, just a wee Ruby Murray.
Ruby Murray. Why have I never heard that before?
I only know it for Green Street. It's just rhyming slang.
All right. Well,
you know, like bees and honey for money. Like I could say to you, give me the fucking bees.
No, man.
I don't understand the point in rhyming slang. It's literally quicker and easier just to say the actual word. It's fucking stupid. Don't like Cockney slang.
Well, by the way, this film, right, Dark Match. So I've got my thoughts as a pure, genuine wrestling fan and as someone who's spent many years training, performing, booking in British independent wrestling scene. There's a lot of things we're going to unpack about this film and my experience of it. I literally just finished up watching it, J-Mac, and you'll notice that I sent you the link like 2 minutes before we were to go live. Do you know why that is?
Why?
It's because I fell asleep and had to rewind the film.
Awesome.
Now, that could be because I went for some sound bath healing today and some Kundalini activation, which is a whole other episode, by the way. Turns out I can travel
through. Sexual euphemism.
Well, mate, there's folk around me having orgasms. That's all I can say. But it wasn't me. That's right. Yeah, you're in my presence.
There's folk around me having them, but no me.
When you're in my presence, man, you all hate them. I'm joking. So joking. But that's another thing, right? But so looking looking at this film, I saw that it was on its way, because anything that's happening in the world of wrestling, I tend to know. But here is me and the man himself, my mate Todd, with Jericho, Mr. Chris Irvine himself, lead singer of Fozzy, fucking soon, well, I wouldn't say soon to be, future Hall of Famer, right? One of the greats. We can all agree Chris Jericho is one of the greats, right? If you've ever watched wrestling at any point, you'll know Chris Jericho is one of the greats.
I'm familiar with him anyway, so that's something.
He's one of the greats, right? Maybe his recent stuff's not been up to much, but he's one of the greats. So and let me just say this before I get into this, right? He was great in this. He was quite excellent. He had that. Oh, you disagree, J Mac? You disagree, J Mac?
Very much so.
Do you not think he was good?
Compared to what?
The rest of them.
No, I think that the guy who was playing their manager, he was pretty good. That guy looked like a cross between Sick Boy and Sean Connery, but we'll move on for that. He was borderline. The main character, the lead, she was watchable. She was pretty decent.
Misbehaving.
Decent acting in it for the type of film that it was in it, but I don't think I wouldn't put Chris Jericho on the list.
I got a class vibe, but maybe I watched it different for you. Maybe I watched it through the lens of like that they're all wrestling personas rather than actors. You get me?
Same thing, isn't it?
Kinda. Simon for Walking Dead, that's right. Indeed, my friend. Stephen Ogg, who played Trevor in GTA. Most people will remember him from GTA, but he's in Walking Dead. He was one of Negan's fellas. He's usually great in anything. He's got that voice as well, that very recognisable voice. I thought it was well cast for that.
He probably did the best he could with what he had to work off on the page.
I'm going to say it. I did not think this was that good.
No, it's quite early on in the show for you to admit that.
No, I'm just going to get it straight out, and we'll talk about why, right? Wolfman says, and Stephen Ogg is better. Sorry, is in Better Call Saul. Who was he in Better Call Saul? I love Better Call Saul. Who was in that? It's an ambitious plan with test. Aye.
That's a line for something. It's got to be.
It will be, but it's quite funny, I know. Who was he in? Who was Stephen Ogg in Better Call Saul? I don't recall him in that. I know he was in it though, but who? I'm sure in a minute. One episode had too many guns. Can't mind. You need to watch Better Call Saul. Arguably just as good as Breaking Bad.
I've literally given up on trying to watch anything now that's not a movie.
Aye.
I do not have the time to invest
the
in
testicular
series.
heft.
I have no time. I have no time for it. The time. I mean, you'll know what this is like, but you've got this innate ability to just, I don't know, you turn your days into 28-hour days somehow. I haven't found that ability yet. So
it's testicular heft. That's all it is. That's going to be a new t-shirt.
Anytime anybody at this point says to me, "Oh, you need to watch this series," I'm saying, I'll check it out. I've no intention of it. I've no time. I watch movies because it's one and done, and you don't need to invest too much time.
It's one and done unless you're a fan of Fast and Furious.
Well, it's one and done unless you watch this fucking thing. Because it feels like it's left it open for a sequel that nobody's going to want, but they should have just finished the film. Just finish the film. If you're going to have a fucking golden child moment, finish it.
Aye. See, to me, like, first off, see the actors. The way that they talked about the business, like, first off, J-Mac, as a normal human being that may not watch wrestling all the time, do you know what kayfabe is?
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say you know that purely because all the wrestling conversations we've had and the stuff that you've watched because we talk about wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that if you went to Mel, your wife, and said, "You've just broke kayfabe," she'd know exactly what you're talking about?
She'd probably think she was a fucking newsreader or something. Who's kayfabe?
Who's kayfabe?
But But I only know it because at some point, I don't know, I must have done something terrible in a previous life, because at some point I met you.
I was below the belt, man. Straight in there in the jugular. I'm Chris Jericho at the end of the film right now.
Spoiler.
Fucking.
Sorry, I don't think anybody's going to watch this anyway.
Hi, Andy. Hey, mate, look at Andy's beard game right now, mate. It looks like he's fucking. It looks like he's the roadie for REM.
He's rocking the beard now.
Fucking hell, man. It's a new man.
It does totally change. Imagine how much a beard changes somebody. Like,
it looks like a fucking movie star.
I've got this weird thing. If I shave my beard off, I look both like a child and a nonce. It's quite bizarre.
when normally you just look like a nonce.
Mate, I'm only wearing glasses for a short period of time. Mate.
Rain of Horror says many people have not heard of kayfabe. Correct. And the way they throw it about in this movie, it's not explained to the audience. So so it was made for a wrestling. It was made clearly for wrestling fans. But then if it was made for wrestling fans, why are the people that are playing the wrestlers not acting like wrestlers would? That's what I didn't get. Steed says, what other films did the Duke make? Did the dude make? Mate, I'm aware.
You're going to start rhyming off fucking John Wayne films.
Well, no, knowing me, I'd just start. I would start thinking off Clint Eastwood films. He made Wolf Cop, Die Alone, Opie's Home, Opie's Home, High Opie.
I noticed earlier on that he'd made Wolf Cop. Wolf Cop's been recommended to us a few times by Matthewman. I've yet to devour it.
There's a sequel called Another Wolf Cop. Wolfman's got cops.
But yeah, I mean, he's clearly making grade A top choice stuff all the time. Yeah.
To be fair, Wolf Cop looks actual class.
Aye, but Wolf Cop looks like it'll be such nonsense that it'll be good fun.
Oh, the same guys in it.
This one almost tried to take itself seriously, and that's what fucked it up for me, I think.
Aye, it got quite some. Aye, so that the guy for Dark Match is in Wolf Cop, Jonathan Cherry, because he's a very distinct person.
Who was he in this?
He was the guy that was to get done in, who booked the shows, and he's like, I swear I didn't know. He's like, you sure you didn't know? Here, let me do him, and then turns around and starts stabbing everybody else. Oh, I'll get rid of you. That guy.
Aye. Pardon me.
Watch Kung Fury. That has a Triceracop. I'm sure I've seen Kung Fury.
Kung Fury was actually superb.
I'm sure I've seen
it's only about 20 minutes long or something by memory. Unless I'm thinking of something else.
Yes, he was in Final Destination 2. Which, by
that's
the way,
the guy that the fence goes through him. I fucking knew I recognised him from somewhere. It was Final Destination 2. There we go. He's
there's
just
a new
bit
Final
kinda
Destination
older and
coming out.
sweatier looking now.
True that. There's a new Final Destination. A trailer dropped. And my wife's like, watch this. I'm like, keep your trailer away from me, mate. I don't want to watch. I don't want to see everybody's death before I go and see the film. You know what I mean?
Aye.
Here, and by the way, Stu's back in Scream. Who'd have thunk it?
Aye. Who'd have thunk it, eh?
Aye.
Who'd have thunk it, Wolfman?
He didn't think it. He was like, no, he'll never be back. He'll be all saw him die.
Was he? Or was he no... Are you taking
No,
the piss? Right, I'm just making
course.
sure. Right.
Me taking the piss? You got the wrong guy. Got the wrong guy, J Mac. Aye, no, Wolfman, mind that time Wolfman's like, here, Stu he done one of those videos, like 10 reasons as to why Stu could probably be alive. And the guy came in and was like, next time I see you, like if I see you out and about, I'm actually caving your skull in. Mind.
Why are you getting death threats for a movie theory?
It's me, Jimmy, and Jimmy's away.
What?
Who the fuck is Stu? Stew.
Stew. It's more of a thick soup than a name, really.
Stew. Who the fuck is Stew? He thinks I'm talking about Final Destination and Scream. And I just only really recently found out as well that Lillard was in more than one Scream because he was floating about in the background.
Aye.
What the hell?
I only found that out recently as well.
That's pretty. Did you find it out the same way I did?
I think it was on TikTok or something. I just seen it was like a blurry guy in the background of a shot. And like with the blurry picture, there's no way you could tell it was him. But then I seen the other behind the scenes photos, and sure enough, it was him.
Well, I was on a chat. Well, I seen someone had posted it going, this was him and that, and I was like, too blurry to know, and I thought, I know what I'll do. Like, I pulled out my wee Pokeball and I threw it, and I was like, Nards, because I knew he would know, receiving death threats and stuff, he needs to know his shit. And I said, this isn't him, is it? And he's like, no, this is defo him. I was like, oh, I've just pulled out the University of Nards, and he's confirmed it, so it is what it is. I stand corrected in front of all here in this fucking forum. I stand corrected. I was wrong! Sometimes you just get...
It is known to happen every now and again. Like, for example, I caught you talking about it just before I came on. Boucher.
Bouch.
You're not to be wrong every now and again. As soon as I read that guy's name, I was like, right, I know he's from Canada. It's probably like a French-Canadian thing, so it'll be Boucher. And you're like, is it Boucher?
I'm hurting.
Sounds like a discount website for dog food.
Mate, I called him Boucher through the episode like 4 times and nobody corrected me. Say Bobby Boucher. Bobby Boucher! I said that to him. I was like, you related to Bobby Boucher? He's like, original.
At that point.
I know. Usually, like I'm always weary of someone's name. I go, wait a minute. How do you pronounce that? I say to J Mac, and then I'm like, right, it's either the way I pronounce it or the way J Mac pronounce it. Then I say it to the person. Then I'll say it to the person, and if I get it right, I'm like, I knew that. And then I'll go, J Mac, you said it was the other thing, but it's actually the thing I said. And if I'm wrong, I pretend that J Mac's answer was my answer, and I say, see, I told you it wasn't the thing I thought it was. Told you, J Mac.
At this point, I'm just sitting there. I think everybody knows now. Like, before you've told them, I think any time it's ever happened and they've just seen me sitting going like this, they know exactly what's happened.
Oh, I don't know.
The Kev X35 again.
The Kev X35. There's a poster, the Kev X35, and it's like me on the front of a bus, like Budgie the Helicopter. Remember Budgie the Helicopter? Or am I the only one in the life that's ever known that?
It's ringing a bell.
It's a wee helicopter with a face.
A wee happy helicopter.
Aye, with a face. And there was a red one, I know. Aye, I don't think I've ever heard anybody ever talk about that. So I'm like, was this some Mandela effect shit? Or did that thing actually happen? But I remember it happening. It was Budgie the Helicopter. It was painted on my door as a kid. Don't try and convince me otherwise. So I could be the Kev X35 and it's just my face in the front of a bus with my big extrapolated eyes. On its way to cause some trouble.
They could use your face next to the advert for bus drivers. It's like that face you make when you find out you can earn £18 an hour. I don't think it is £18, it's probably like £14.50.
Who knows, mate? If it's 18 quid, then it's 25 quid to live. That's all I know, but that's another fucking conversation entirely. This film, nah. Next time I meet Chris Jericho, I'll be like, here, you were better in Sharknado 3 and Terrifier 3.
But no, you said he was good.
Aye. He was like the only thing I thought was alright. And I thought, Stephen Ogg, man, he's good. I think it's the old thing, like sometimes, and this is a wrestling thing as well, sometimes, depending on what you're working with, like you can take a really good wrestler, you put them in a shitty company, and nobody pays to see them. But you put them where people know what to do with them, and they're superstars. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like Stephen Ogg in this film, I don't know, I thought, is this one where you're just doing because you can somebody?
It's like he's had a favour called in.
Aye, because he's great.
I told a genie at that Diddy party and swore I wouldn't tell anybody. Well, I've written this film.
And you're the main star, funny enough.
He was never at a Diddy party, just in case this happens to go.
How'd you know?
Because I was at
the as you wipe your face. See if it comes out that he was at a party.
Really,
you said it here first. I'm sure it was baby oil. It's funny. I saw recently a guy on TikTok. he's going past a chippy, and it's called Diddy's, and they're fixing the sign on it. And he's like, you didn't want to call it that. You're frying your chips in baby oil. Ah! So good. Dean Lowell. Lowell Dean. Imagine that. Somebody's got his name mixed up. He looks like somebody we know. He actually looks like somebody that we know. Hold on. I'll do that now as we're talking.
Hold on, the building's on fire.
He totally looks like someone that we would know. He looks like somebody that's been on our show before, and I can't quite put my head on it as to who it was. Someone that came to us through Arrow. Do you remember much folks' names?
No, but when I do, I remember how to pronounce them right.
Oh, look at the big brains on Brad. Aye. How do you? Hey, how do you know if I actually like? You don't know that I don't sit there and go, "Oh, Boucher, I'm going to pronounce it Boucher just for a laugh, just to arouse them all up."
Because you find it too funny when you're wrong.
Oh, that or I'm a really good actor and you just didn't know. This is him. He looks familiar, eh?
We've definitely never met him.
Sure. Sure he's been on this show before.
Nah.
Nah.
It'd be really embarrassing if he has. In fact, you would know by his filmography. You would know by that.
Well, he'd be credited on the Jibber Jabber podcast on his IMDb, I know. So, can't I mean? So I don't think we've crossed paths, but he does look awfully familiar, eh?
I'm still paying for IMDb Pro, by the way. We should probably use that every now and again.
Same result every time.
Patched.
Nard says that looks like Brad from Home Improvement. Oh, I didn't watch that, man. Didn't watch that.
Home Improvement was class back in the day, man.
Was it? Sounds like an old guy type thing.
That's Tim Allen. Can it be about Tim Allen?
Really? Oh, that sounds nice. So, Lowell Dean, known for films like Wolf Cop and Die Alone, brings his unique blend of horror and humour to Dark Match. It was hilarious. So
I didn't laugh once.
No, I laughed no time.
That's a complete lie. It's the exact opposite. I laughed once, and it was right at the end where I expected it to get fun. And it didn't. So no, I didn't really. If there was humour there, I didn't get it. I think there might have been one point where I thought that's either an attempt at humour or just terrible writing, and it was when kayfabe was brought up.
No, but even then they're like, "Oh, look, she's trying not to break kayfabe." It's just the patter just is not what wrestlers talk about behind the scenes at all. Oh, I bet you the faces get a better locker room and all that. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like that's
obviously this isn't a film we were sent to watch. This is one that you kind of
chose.
This is one that you kind of threw into the mix. Did you just come across this? How did you find out about it?
Well, I had been looking forward to seeing it, right?
So you knew about it. You knew about it coming.
Aye, so I was like, oh, it's available. I thought, because of our wrestling history, chatting wrestling, I thought this might be interesting wee conversation for us to talk about wrestling as well as this. And we should have went with what Matthewman chose, Long Kiss Goodnight, which, by the way, randomly I got sent a see-through disc. No explanation. I never asked for it. We never got no email. Long Kiss Goodnight came through the door. I was like, have they sent me like the Rang Hang or something like that? And then it turns out that, and then they announced that they're releasing it.
Is it Long Kiss Goodnight or Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Kiss Goodnight, like I said, Jay Mack. Is it ET or Dark Match? Aye, definitely Dark Match. Aye, it's no ET.
I thought it was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
No. But we should do that at some point. Matthewman actually has been telling me to watch that for ages. It's one of his favourite films. So even in the vein of Matthewman, and as a wee tribute to him, we'll dedicate it to him and just put it right, Matthewman. Get what I mean? Let's watch it. But I should have went with that. But I'd done all the prep for this episode, and you went to your bed, so I was like, oh, I'll know now. So I'll just leave it at this. But I kind of think, well, do you know, sometimes you got to watch some stinkers. I'm not going to call it a stinker.
I think its IMDb score is very, very generous.
It's been given a
5.6.
Is it?
Yeah, it's definitely in the fours for me. Definitely in the fours. There wasn't really anything I particularly enjoyed about it. Up until that moment towards the end, where to me this film was a cross between Glow, The Running Man, and The Golden Child. That's three awesome things you got to play with, and they fucked it up.
Do you know, it almost had the whole Bloodsport thing about it as well, or the quest.
Aye,
it's a match.
Do you know there was
thick and thin? Fuck off, man. Thick and thin.
There was one interesting thought about it, and it was, this is what would happen if wrestling was real. Sorry, if wrestling wasn't predetermined.
Nah.
No, mate, 100%. Like if you've got folk punching each other with glass on their fists, folk are going to get cut up to shit and possibly cut arteries and stuff. If you wrap a chain around somebody's neck, push them away from you and pull back really hard, good chance they're going to hit the deck, possibly with a broken neck. Most of the moves that they do as submission moves, you're going to break a neck.
Have you not seen the picture of me like wrapping a belt around somebody's neck and they're hanging them for the ropes?
Aye, but that was in CEX.
CEX. No, I got something had went wrong, and I was actually like, people always look back at that image of me like standing above the ropes, and the guy's name was Low Blow, right? And I've got a belt around his neck, and I'm actually pulling at it, right? And what he was supposed to do is have his hands in there, right?
Of course, it's his fault.
No. Listen to me, you dick. He was supposed to have his hands in there. So essentially, he's pulling down on it and I'm holding it up, and he's to sell it. What happened was he didn't get his hands in well enough. So what happens is he's actually being strangled and trying to get his hands in. Fuck, that looks so real. I'm like, it fucking was.
Blood vessels pop in his eyeballs and that. You're like, man, he's selling this. Well done.
No far off it, man. No far off it. I genuinely fucked him up. It was an accident, but it's his fault.
Aye, of course.
It was. It was. I can try and find it.
Show him a safe choking technique.
No, this was during an event. This was during a children's gala.
That was a callback to safe takedowns.
Ah, right.
When you snapped my sister's knee in 3 places.
Fuck off. Again, that was an accident that was mainly her fault.
There we go again. Every time somebody gets maimed by Kev, it's their fault.
Well, you don't get maimed for nothing. That's quite funny though when you think about it.
The first time I spoke to her about that, I was like, Kev said that you had asked him to show you. She's like, Dad, fuck, it's going to show me. It's like, he was like, come on, I'll show you. I was like, no, it's all right. No, you're seriously, it'll be safe. No, and she eventually gave in. You just go to lower her down and you just hear.
No, the thing is, it didn't quite happen like that. I was like, here, I'll show you. And she was like, maybe. I says, it's safe as hell. It's up to you. And she was like, aye, okay then. And she stood up.
Safe as hell's up to you. Man, if that was an Irvin Welsh film subtitle, it would be you saying, come on, I'll show you. It's there. And then on screen he's going, you can do it if you want.
I promise, like, I done it safe. She just, the way her body's made up and the way she landed, that was on her.
Aye, what you normally used to only doing it with folk with 4 legs or something. The way her body's made up, fuck's sake.
No, but she snaps her own legs in that for any reason. Like, she told me that her leg broke when she was dancing once. You know what I mean? So
what?
She must. She says she was dancing at a party or something and her leg snapped.
I don't remember that
Ian's, Sarah and Nick, your other sister and that.
one.
She was doing a jig and her leg snapped. So that's a testament to the fact that it really wasn't me.
We're going to go in circles.
I mean, I done it so safe, that's all I can say. I took absolute care. And then for some reason her leg just snapped.
All I was doing was trying to show her how to run somebody over safely.
I found the image if you want me to... I found the image if you actually want me to bring it up. The one I'm referring to that has a proper choke. Would you like...
Oh, aye, let's see it. I think I remember it though. I remember you
Do you
being
actually?
topless and wearing a fucking leotard. Oh,
No, I never had a leotard. Never, ever.
no leotard, just trousers. Just trousers.
Aye, trousers. I wore trousers. It's funny. It's funny, like, looking
I just think
back.
it's funny seeing you with long hair.
Aye, they were the days, mate. They were the days. But can't have it all, mate. You have to...
I've only ever known you as the Bruce Willis just before he shaved it look.
Bullshit. That's bullshit, you dick. You can't have it all, mate. You can't have it all, right? God
Look at
had
this,
to
mate.
be like...
I'm 40-year-old. Look at this. Look at this.
Aye,
thick,
but
thick, voluptuous.
what I'm saying, though,
hair.
is you can't have it all. Like, what I lack for in hair, I make up in every other department in my life. So, if you have hair, you must be shite.
I'll give you that one.
Right, so, for the purposes of the tape... Ow! Here's how I used to look back in my wrestling days, right?
You look like
No.
a bully for Beavis and Butthead.
No, the first time I've been compared to Beavis and Butthead. And here's the image. Right? Look. Right? As you can see there, right? He's like, I'm actually being strangled. And the ref is like, yo, you alright? And he's like, yeah, fucking look alright. And me, I'm just trying to look menacing. And this was supposed to be like, getting done in, but he suffered, man. He suffered.
I bet he never suffered as much as me watching this film.
Hard to have long hair when you're gone bald, eh? Says the guy whose fucking hairline's back at his fucking end of his skull. This cunt's kicking about looking like Riff Raff in Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's Dylan. Glass hussies, mate.
That's it.
Glass hussies, aye. Fucking... His hairline starts like here, man. Get the fuck. You can fucking... I can day my hair in his forehead. Wolfman says, you look like Frankie Muniz when he was in Malcolm in the Middle. Here, you know the boss of me, right? Here, that was a great show. I loved that show. Rain of Horror says, that first pic looks like something from found footage horror film. I think it's because it went all blurry. It shouldn't look like
Bring
that.
that first one up again.
Because it's a what do you call it? It's a long picture.
This is the last known image of Kevin Wells.
Aye.
Aye,
And
that's
all-
definitely
and
a
all-
found footage one.
In all his glory. All his glory. Lee, mate, I need to catch up with you. I need to tell you stuff. It's been crazy. Bob Vitter says, it's better than yours. Yeah, see you next Tuesday. I don't know, like, mate. Like, it starts here. Like, where my headphones is where his fringe is. I'll just take my chances, mate. My long hair was better than yours as well. Your long hair was down to your arse, and then you dreadlocked it, and then cut it half yourself. You looked like Rick Mayall for fucking young ones.
Rick Mayall.
What?
You're at it again with pronunciations.
What did I say wrong? What was it?
Well, you got Rick right. There's only
Aye.
one way to pronounce Rick.
What was the
Right.
next one?
It's Mail.
Mayall.
Rick Mail. Like mailman. Rick Mail.
Why spell it that way then?
He didn't choose it. That's just his fucking name.
Aye, but why mail? Like,
It's just a
mail.
surname, man.
Why not just write it like what Nards has just put it there? Mail.
Well, I mean, why
See?
not just spell your name with one L?
Exactly.
It's the same thing. It's just the way names are.
All right, that's not even actually an explanation at all, by the way. It's just the way names are. Oh, right. Oh. How did she, how did she die? Oh, it's just the way folk die. Right, case closed.
That's for
book
that fucking Daniel. What was his name? Daniel Jackson. That's what he said to me when I asked him how my sister died. He's like, she just died.
She stopped breathing.
She sustained injuries that were incompatible with living.
Aye, nah, crazy times, man.
What?
So, like I says to my original point, for the amount of wrestling personalities that were in this, which is like one.
I was going to say who in this is involved in wrestling. I was thinking, like, I didn't know who the main actress was. I thought maybe she was involved. The other kind of incident. The wrestling names were class. I will say that.
Well, let me tell you this. See, Misbehave.
Let me say what I'm going to say first. Then you can
You'll
say
love
your
this.
stuff.
Dylan will love this, I know.
Misbehave was a good enough name. It was so bad that it was so wrestling, right?
Uh-huh.
Then you had like Thick and Thin, which was so stupid that it was wrestling. And then my favourite one, fucking Lazarus Smashley. I nearly fell off the seat. That's the other bit I laughed at. Lazarus Smashley. Ironically, he doesn't come back for the deed.
Well, by the way, Misbehave. So, I know Dylan knows what I'm talking about, but we grew up with a boy whose parent became a porn star, and she goes by Misbehaving as an alter ego. So
The videos are shite, by the way.
it was quite funny for me to see that Misbehaving. I thought, oh no, you've gone and done it now. Mean Jolene, like Mean Jolene.
I did make that connection as well when I was watching it. I was like, his name's Jolene.
Kate the Great. Nah, that's a
crap.
miscast. That was, but even the character, like, she's not a wrestler. There's nothing about her screams wrestler, by the way. Enigma. Moadan. Nah. Carol Ann. No, that's creative. Lazarus Smashley. That's quite funny. Kid Humble. Thick and Thin. That's so fucking dumb. So stupid. None of them seem to be...
But that's the kind of names, like, you'll probably be able to confirm this. That's the kind of names people in low-level wrestling would get or give themselves.
Do you know why? Do you know why, though? Do you know why? Because when people assume that when you become an independent wrestler, that you go out there and you just decide how you're going to be, who you're going to be. Absolutely not. When you learn to wrestle...
No, because your name was Rod.
Do you know why it was called Rod, though?
Because you were with a guy called Todd. And they thought it was funny. That's what I mean. That's why I thought that bit was funny.
Rod and Todd.
Rod and Todd, the Flanders kids in the wrestling ring.
Yeah, I mean, ridiculous. And then what happens is you get experienced, right? And people start to know who you are. So now, if you leave that promotion, you kind of feel obliged to keep the fucking name because it's your identity, you know? And that happens all the time. So as wrestlers, you don't tend, very few actually take control of their own gimmick. You're usually being booked. If you're signed to a major company, for example, there's an Olympic medalist went into WWE in the last 10 years, and his name's Chad Gable, and Vince was like, he's no 6 foot, he's about 5 foot something. Well, we'll just call him Shorty. A wrestler who's an Olympic athlete, right, could kick most folks' ass, and they're calling him Shorty G. Shorty G. Do you know what I mean? How
What
can
would
you
your
think
wrestling
anybody...
name have been if you could have chosen it?
See, what's funny is I've never actually thought about that. Like, what...
Oh, have a
what
wee
would
think
that-
about it. See what do you think you would have liked instead of Rod?
Most of us, by the way, anytime we play a wrestling game, we create ourselves in the image we probably have, eh? I don't know. I think rather than the name, I'd probably think of the gimmick first. Like, what is the character? And I'd have to be a character. It wouldn't just be me going out there going, all right, it's me. I'd have to come up with a persona, a character. Look at you sucking yourself off under the table. You just doing a line.
Mate, if I could have... I saw a picture earlier on it. It was a monkey with its There's a monkey with its cock in its mouth, and it says at the top, "Hey babe, do you want a hand job?" And it says, "Nah, I'm good."
Unbelievably. Unbelievably. Aye. What would your wrestling name be? I'd call you the Bouncing Banger.
So would that. That's perfect.
I'd give you the
Perfect.
Bouncing.
There's no reason that wouldn't work.
The Bouncing Banger. Here, let's just address the fact that what you do on this podcast is now considered a crime. A phantom farter, that's who you'd be.
Oh, mate, let's talk about that for a wee bit. That's really funny.
I know.
There was a story about a girl who has actually been arrested for cyber farting. She was arrested. She was arrested for harassing her boyfriend's ex with videos of her farting. And as soon as it popped up in my feed, I was like, fuck. In fact, no, you sent it to me. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually a criminal. And then I got a message for Linder, right? Linder for back in the day.
For back in the day, like a year
it
ago.
just said, "You're in trouble, haha." And I was like, "Did Kev send that to you?" She's like, "No."
Everybody knows Tiny Terror for me. By the way, we need to put some more content of you farting out. Literally had messages saying, "Please, can I have more fart
Seen that?
content?"
What video was that? It was a film review, wasn't it?
Ah, it was like Samurai Cop or something, and the person that person's come to our channel looking for fart videos and gone, fuck it, I'll stick on the Samurai Cop interview, and went straight in there and went, nah, this isn't
more
for
fart
me.
content, please.
I was like, yeah, I'll get J Mack on that, thanks.
Mate, you've got a big bank there anyway. I think there's
Sure.
I actually fart less in private than the ones I send to you.
Do you know what's funny the other day is I had connected my phone to the speaker in the kitchen. Wife's listening to like the
I'm the gas man. That's my
The ga-
fucking wrestling persona.
the bogus gas man. The bogus gas man.
And I'm here
But,
to Zach. You're right.
Your title. I had my phone connected to Spotify and whatnot. The wife is listening to Wicked with the girls in the kitchen as they're cooking something. And you'd sent through one of your clips. And I pressed play and it came through the speaker in the kitchens. So it's like, Defying Gra.
No, that was
Go to the
actually in
speaker.
Wicked.
Probably. Because it was clearly Ariana, because all the airfares went straight at the fucking bottom, mate.
Ariana Grande.
Aye. Here's another thing as well. Seeing this as well, the wee woman, she says, what's her name? Misbehave. She's like, yeah, I'll do anything for a title shot. What the fuck are you talking about? You've just shown up at this company for the very first time. Title shot where? Like,
I don't know. I
Like-
didn't realise that she'd only just went to that company.
aye, like, so if you want to become the champion of a company, surely you want to be in the company more than like 20 minutes. Do you do anything for a title shot at a company you don't know nothing about? Like, if you work in WWE, cool, I get it, you want a title shot. Why? Because it means you're going up higher in the card. It means more people are going to watch you. There's more television time. You're going to get paid more. All these reasons as to want a title shot. Otherwise, the title is a prop, right? The title, you having any type of title, is the company's way of saying, here is someone that we think you should come to see, to buy tickets, to come and see, to generate money. Why? Because this person elicits an emotional response from the audience. And she's like, I want a title shot. The fuck are you talking about, mate?
Aye, you need to pay your dues.
Ah, you just wouldn't say
I've
that.
started being really careful about how I pronounce the word dues.
Dues.
You pay your dues.
Dues.
Because if you say it the way Scottish people normally say it,
It's true, though. You do need to pay your dues, I know. By the way, do you know what's next up? Hell in a Cell. No, Hell in a Cell. Elimination Chamber is literally the next PLE, Premium Live Event for WWE. And because they're doing so well right now, they're going all around the world. Elimination Chamber is going to Germany, and they're actually renaming it No Escape because they believe Elimination Chamber holds sensitive feelings in Germany.
no.
100%.
Aye. Of course it does. Aye, that's fucked up.
Fuck.
It's a good idea to change that name.
To no
really
escape. Because that's so far different, right?
It's better than Elimination Chamber.
Literally. Like they're hosting that in Germany. And they're like, yeah, we probably best change the name, right?
What to what? Happy Camps? You remember that in South Park?
No, I didn't watch South Park.
It was in the South Park movie, and they were rounding up all the Canadians because they went to war with Canada, and he's like, "All Canadians are to report to one of these death camps immediately." Did I say death camps? I meant happy camps.
Okay, now there's a concept for a film. Like imagine set in World War Two. Beans. Here we go. Set in World War Two, and it's rather than just putting somebody in a camp and saying, right, that's you. It's a match. Winner survives, and it's like a wrestling theme thing. You fight to the death, but they bring out stuff like bear Jews and stuff like that.
Bear Jews and what? Tash Boy.
But you could really have fun with that. Eh?
I think you'd also get in a lot of trouble for it. So maybe didn't bother.
You gotta get in trouble no matter what these days, man. Innit?
That's true.
What was it that I watched recently and they were talking about here how you got away? Aye, Tropic Thunder. Like Robert Downey Jr.'s like, nah, no sorry. I'm like, good.
Did you see the bit where he breaks character and they just left it in?
No. Well, I've seen it when I watched it, but I don't.
I can't remember who he's talking to, but he's like, "Spit it up, man!" And then he just goes, like, there's this big smile on his face. Then he goes back to, like, they just left his big smile in for no apparent reason.
Man, that's so class. That is so.
Anyway,
class.
dark match.
Aye. The ensemble cast includes Chris Jericho, cult leader, Aisha Issa as Miss Behave, and Stephen Ogg as Mean Jolene. Their performances have been praised. By the way, let me tell you a couple things to watch.
The
if you are
performances have been praised by who?
The performances, where was I? Have been praised by Nazis.
This episode's going to get taken down.
Probably have been praised for adding depth to the film's over-the-top storyline. I would say it wasn't an over-the-top storyline. I would say there was no depth in it either.
When I seen that it was wrestling mixed with horror, I expected some real stupid good fun, and I didn't get any of that. No. I got a film that was trying to be, in my opinion, it was trying to take itself too seriously, but pretending it wasn't. Mm-hmm. And even the wrestling that was in it, I found was even less exciting than actual wrestling.
There wasn't an actual lot of wrestling in there. If you're going to watch things that are great, that are great for wrestling, watch Heels. There's a TV series, I think it's now on Netflix, called Heels. That's great. You should watch Iron Claw, the Von Erich story. Phenomenal. The wrestler's not bad. Mickey Rourke's in that. It's not bad. Maybe if you watched it now, eh? Bean says, needs a Matthew Moon poster. 100%. Everything needs a Matthew Moon poster, man. The amount of things I say to him, and I chuck it at him all the time. What was it I just said to him the other day? It was, what character was it? I says, you need to do one like that. Mind. Oh, I come up with them all the time and I say, mate, here's what you need to do. And then I laugh to myself and then I forget what it was I tell him to do. Hey, what was the one I said the other day? Can't mind now. But the opportunities are endless. Reign of Horror says, Iron Claw was a great film even though they held back on much of the details of what truly happened. Agreed, mate. I think when a company like A24 do a film about wrestling, I think they can only go as far. And as wrestling fans are like, it's not the way it was. But I think they've done a terrible Ric Flair. Ric Flair.
Actually, I started watching the film, but I was too tired and I wasn't following what was going on, so I scrapped it. I meant to go back to it and I haven't. But I watched, after you told me about the Ric Flair thing, I looked it up. I was like, I've had limited exposure to Ric Flair, but I know what he's like. And
Darling,
that guy,
woo!
That guy was horrific.
Oh, he was terrible, man. Absolutely terrible as Ric Flair. But I suppose that's how his bravado would have been back then. Out of 10, J Mac, would you give this?
4.
I'd say the same. I say, hey, respect and appreciation for them making a film. They tried.
I mean,
They
it
should
wasn't.
keep-
It was quite well filmed and everything. And
Mhm.
excuse me, and the creature effects that show up at some point were actually pretty decent, in my opinion. But they just didn't do enough with it. It was. I was going to say a total letdown, but I wasn't particularly looking forward to it anyway. So it wasn't a letdown, but I sat there for 99% of it like this.
I would say so as well. I even fell asleep, but that's probably because I was a wee bit tired or not after that Kundalini activation stuff.
What is Kundalini activation?
Oh, mate. Literally, they put you into a state of complete nirvana, and a state of, what do you call it, meditation, and it allows you to essentially, like, go somewhere else, travel, astro travel. And I know anybody can sit there and go, shut up, all that, and that. Try it, right? Because until you try it, it's like anything. It's like a boiled egg with a curry. Until you fucking try it, mate. I seen Beans eating it. I was like, why the fuck I keep putting a boiled egg? See, I'm missing something. What's that all about? Pit one wet and was like, that's why, man.
Mate,
That's why.
my late brother's gran, she used to make egg curry. It was
Aye.
very, very nice. Aye,
I
boiled egg curry.
there was something to that, like something to the egg and the curry. Eh? I seen his missus.
She also used to pickle her own eggs, and she asked me once if I wanted a pickled egg, and I like pickled eggs, but I'm not keen on trying green ones.
Oh no! How was she pickling them, man? What was she doing with the eggs?
I've no idea, but they were green, and I'm like, how long have they been pickled for? Because did you pickle them when you were 3? Because they look fucking old.
Old ass eggs for an old ass lady, man. I seen your late brother's ex missus. Well, it's no ex if you're late, right?
No,
Technically, it's ex though, because I'm not together anymore. But she's got dreadlocks now.
oh no, braids. She's got braids. Last time I seen her, she had braids.
Dreadlocks. Pickled herring.
I'd like to try that, to be honest. I would
Aye.
like to try that. Aye.
Well, by the way, yeah.
we sold it when I worked for Lidl. They sold it in big jars.
Pickled
It
herring.
looks disgusting, and it was only ever Polish people that bought it. Like nobody else bought it. It was only Polish people. So it must be
Wow.
something that they're into. What are they called? Roll mops or something? I'm sure they were called
See-
roll mops.
Mate, see when I was over at Seb's house, because obviously him being Polish, his mum like can't speak English, so she's mega Polish, right? Mega Polish.
She's
Bring out
Polish
the
as
mega
fuck.
Pol. She's Polish as fuck. Right? One sec. That's called a widow, Kev. Aye, that's what I was saying.
They weren't
Grew up on
married.
that stuff.
I think you can only be a widow if.
Well, they're
if you're
not. I
married.
thought they were married.
No, they just lived together for about 48 years.
Technically married, mate. Who needs a piece of paper? Grew up on that stuff, the pickled herring. Well, by the way, I went on their Christmas day. I was like, what are you eating for Christmas? And he pulled out a big jar and he just yanked out a fish, like the inner carcass of a fish. And he's like, here, you want to try? I'm like, whoa, my leg! Where's my stick?
Oh, my leg.
I was like, oh, I've just eaten. I'll be all right now, thanks. Didn't like look at it, but they're totally into it, all the fish and that.
Aye, I mean, I can. There's not many pickled things that I've tried that I haven't enjoyed. That's the thing about pickling something is the
Pickled
vinegar kind
poverty.
of takes over. Have you ever ate a pickled onion and went, I can really taste the onion? It's like no, you've got the
No.
texture of a hard onion, but the flavour of vinegar. So I'm imagining the vinegar gets.
Well, I love
pretty
pickled
well
eggs, man.
saturated
I'm going through a phase right now of tanning pickled eggs quite often.
I do love pickled eggs. They're no
Pickled
good for
eggs
your
are
pumps
phenomenal.
though.
Well, they'll be good for whoever it was that contacted us
Like, have I
asking
just
for more.
shat
fun.
vinegar?
Oh, gee. Oh, what you like, man? What you like? Aye. So it's all class. By the way, coming up next week, check this out. There's bad boy. Vampire Clay. It's a Japanese film.
Oh,
And
I
it
dare
looks-
you. I dare you to pronounce
What?
that name.
What one?
A film by.
Oh, here we go. Soichi Yumezawa.
You're not far away. You know, far
What is
away.
it? What is it then? You tell me.
Davy Jones.
Okay. Looks like fucking Davy Jones, man. That should be a screen, man. It's all in Italian, so we're going to have to read for that one. But it looks fucking mental, man.
Interesting.
That's on Arrow, and Arrow have sent that to us to review. So we'll do that next week. Should be
I
fun.
wish I'd done that tonight.
And then the week after, like I says, folks, Lisa Downs, the woman of the hour, man. See the stuff that she's lighting on. She's like, see, for all us nostalgic fans, she's lighting the way, mate. She's, where did I put my wee DVD? Life After Never Ending Story, you see? One of our favourite
Yeah.
films ever. So, J Mac, if you've not got it physically, it's on Prime for like $5.99 to watch it. And that's where all you guys can watch it. But you won't get the cool wee booklet with all the wee testimonials and all the behind the scenes photos and the wee VHS stuff. That's all the stuff that really does it for me, Ken. The only one thing I'll say,
pick up that box again. Turn it round. Look at what you see.
well, the thing is, do you know what? The only thing I wish this had, right, is a reversible sleeve with a Matthewman style artwork on the back.
It does have
You know
a
what I mean?
reversible. Every sleeve's reversible.
Ah, it
There's
just
just
has
never
fuck all.
ending on the other side.
Well, the thing is, guys, our pals Gary and all that, for doing it, like these come with postcards, right, and artwork there. By the way, it was almost Matthewman. But also, that is a reversible sleeve. You
Yeah.
see, from the red one or this one. And initially, this was going to be the artwork, the what'd you call it? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood style thing. But it's got loads of cool wee postcards. I'm a sucker for all that, man. Sucker for all that. So, aye, definitely check these guys out if you can. But you've got 2 weeks until Lisa comes on live. Go and watch this. And if you're fans of Flight of the Navigator, Flash, Gordon, she's got all that, man. Head to Life After. Oh, let me just double check. It's Life After documentaries. I'm just going to give you the website. She's traveling all the time, just working on her craft here. Life After documentaries.org. Nah, it's no. Where is it, man? You'd think these websites would just come straight up, eh? But you can buy all their stuff on the website, or you can go to like eBay and stuff like that. So it's lifeaftermovies.com. Head to that. Life After Flash. Coming up, by the way, Life After Goonies. We spoke to Mark Marshall, the guy that helped produce the Goonies. Life After Goonies is coming up. I also chucked in a wee, here you should do Life After Lost Boys. No. But I don't know what the process is like that, but we are going to find out. Life After Never Ending Story, Life After Flash, Life After Navigator. You can buy it all. Get signed copies, VHS editions. Get onto the website, Life After Movies, and make sure you're well prepped for our episode on the 23rd with Lisa. And then I imagine after that we'll get Big Boucher back on.
Big Boucher.
And we'll talk about our favourite movie themes. So you all have a favourite movie theme. Before we wrap up the show, please, guys that are watching, if you feel confident enough to pop a wee comment in the comment box, tell us what your favourite all-time theme to any film is. I mean, it's a hard one. Even if it's not your favourite, just the one off the top of your head, one you love, right? Because it's hard to pick a favourite, eh? We've got folk like Harry Fartbanger, John Williams, Danny Elfman. You go,
James Horner.
James Horner. He's dead, man. Sucks that he's dead, eh?
Who did the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Ennio Morricone.
I am. Eddie Monochrome. Eddie Monochrome. You got Lamal. Who could forget Lamal?
Of course.
To be fair, like he was just a. Did you ever think that was all just a woman singing when you were a kid?
No.
I did. Don't lie. Don't lie to me, J-Mac. We all thought that was
Just because I disagree doesn't mean I'm lying.
You're lying, ya bam. Matthewman says nothing beats Superman theme. Matthewman, genuine question. Do you hear the Superman theme in the start of our intro? Because it's there. Tell me that you hear it. It's in the first 3 bars. You can hear the Superman theme in our Jibber Jabber intro.
Yep.
But aye, that was a class theme. It was a class theme.
The Superman theme is a funny one. It's like you'll say, it's like, do you know the Superman theme? Like, aye, how does it go? And they go, da 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 da. It's like, nope. All right. Is it? What is it again? And they go, da 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 da. No. But it's all John Williams. All his stuff has a sound. But
I
the
know,
Superman,
it totally does.
Superman is.
Oh, aye, Superman. Nah, Superman. Halloween theme will always be a classic and recognisable. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was John Carpenter himself that created that theme. Aye, he created that himself. It was amazing that he wrote the theme, write the theme song, sing the theme song.
Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Sing the theme tune. I was waiting on Matthewman telling us whether or not he could hear the theme to Superman at the start of our intro, and he's no said nothing.
Wait, you, myself, and Matthewman, we all watched that Boy's Own documentary. I've been trying to talk to people about it, right? And see, as soon as I say to most people, "Have you seen the Boy's Own documentary?" They're like this. I'm like, no, watch it.
No. No, it was excellent. The minute I saw the trailer for it, I was like,
that's what I was like. I'm going to record that. That looks very interesting. But it's like wrestling for me, because can I be arsed with the actual end product?
don't talk wet. We're going to see them when they come back.
Love
Don't
the
talk
behind the scenes
fucking
stuff,
wet.
but I love that behind the scenes stuff enough to go, right, if they come back together, we going?
We're
Imagine-
fucking there.
You, me, and Matthew in the crowd. Don't let me find girl.
Let us be the one. Right, Matthewman, just for you, right? I'm going to play the Jibber Jabber intro theme. And I'll stop it, right? Listen very carefully.
Superman.
That
When-
was Superman.
Top Gun shows up.
Here's a wee thing for all of you as a wee game. There's about 5 or 6 different theme songs in our theme song. Our theme song is made up of all different theme songs, but it was so beautifully done that you have to really listen to hear it all. Back to the Future's in there.
Somebody did that for us for free.
I know, that's
mental.
class. That's class. No. And he's a very good guy. His name's Andy Pullen. You will see his name at the end because there's a new end credit sequence. I got tired of the old one, so I had actually recorded a song years ago on my computer, plugged my guitar in, bass guitar, and I had a theme sitting there, and I thought, that theme sounds like the end, like a soap opera or something. And I kept it for ages, and then I was like, right, I need license-free music to play before we get banned. So I thought, why not just use something that I've recorded? And I had created the visuals and thought, I'll put something there, and it kind of worked. If you all hate it, let me know and I'll change it. I don't hate it. It's all right, and it does seem quite like, here, this is the end of it. For the first time tonight, you'll see the new Jibber Jabber outro theme, which is great class. I enjoy it anyway. A couple of comments before we end. Matthewman says, need a show on underrated theme tunes. Well, we're getting Bowser on, so we'll talk about all the underrated theme songs. You should come on it also, Matthewman. Let us know if you're free. So fucking many. I agree, man. I agree. So many great themes out there. Never ending story, man. I can hum every single fucking piece of music in that. And I know you can, Jay Mack.
I can.
He made it! He made it!
I always said you could do it. No, you didn't, you lying wee prick.
I know, eh? You're about to see that in a minute. Everybody enjoy the new outro. Have a good one, crew. Always enjoyable. Cheers, my man. And anybody that's watching this, go check out Reign of Horror. Does a lot of cool stuff on Dexter and other different TV shows and movies. Kind of similar to what we do, but most definitely geared towards horror, like Nards himself.
More talented than us because he can date himself.
I did date myself, you prick.
No, you didn't.
Janice says, love y'all. Ditto, Janice. Enjoy the outro. and we'll see you guys next week at 9 p.m. For Vampire Clay. Make sure you check it out on the Arrow store and player. www.arrow-player.com. It's only $4.99 for like a month. No, it's like you get free for a week, and then it's like $4.99 a month. It's easy. Go for it, man. And we'll see
Price
you
your
guys
coffee.
next week. Oh! J Mac! Your plug for the Arrow store.
What was it?
Mind last week I says next week, J Mac, you're going to do the plug for Arrow.
Oh,
And you're going to
shit,
come
what
up
did
with
I say?
something. He's not done his homework, is he? He's not
no.
done it. He's not
No,
done it.
I did. For the price of a deluxe steak pie for Lidl. Per month. One steak pie a month. That's all you're paying. Arrow-player.com.
Here, Arrow, you're missing a trick. Anyway, here's our outro, and I'll see you guys next fucking Sunday, 9 p.m. Be there or be square. Take it easy, folks.
She's a keeper. Never realised how much that Undertaker guy just looks like a school Janny. Any road. Thanks for watching.